One of the best parts of being in Clark County, Washington is the explosion of growth that is happening around here. Now, over the last couple of decades, there has been so much investment in places like the downtown Vancouver waterfront. Camas, Washington has exploded with growth, and Ridgefield is kind of the next place where they're getting a new Costco, and the first In-N-Out burger in Washington state is going to be in Ridgefield. That's another area that is just taking off. It is such an exciting place to live, and if you've been around the channel for a while, you've seen me highlight a lot of these different areas. Well, part of what has allowed this growth is bunch of local builders who have been building in the community for decades now, supporting all of the growth. And so I wanted to create a series of videos highlighting these incredible local builders, sharing some of their history, some of the things that make each one of them unique, and hopefully helping you as you think about your next home, consider some of these different builders and the advantages to each one of them. Hey, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nick. I am the lead of the Tartan team. We are a group of elite real estate professionals, but without the egos that so often typify the top performing real estate agents. And as I mentioned in this video, I am highlighting local builders that have supported the growth in Clark County for several decades now. This week, I am starting with New Tradition Homes. Now, in full disclosure, of course, New Tradition has not paid me to make this video, although if they wanted to, that would be cool. But full disclosure is that I got my start in real estate working for New Tradition Homes, and I absolutely adore them as a company and as a home builder. And so it makes sense that I kick off this series highlighting them. New Tradition has been in the Clark County community for nearly 40 years now. They're still a family-owned business. They started in 1987, and it was amazing as I worked with them for about 3 years. The number of people that I met, people who were buying a new home, and they would share stories with me of how they bought their first home in 1992, and it was a New Tradition home. And 10 years later, they moved up into another New Tradition home. And another 10 years after that, they moved up into an even larger New Tradition home. And they were coming back to see me to purchase their fourth New Tradition home as they were finally downsizing, ready to retire. And that fits the New Tradition ethos so well. Their tagline is that they're homes built for life. And that is so true as I talked with so many clients who had truly experienced all of their life in a New Tradition home, or in rather multiple New Tradition homes in this case. So, what are some of the things that really make New Tradition special? Well, for one, they have been not just locally, but nationally recognized as an Energy Star Partner of the Year. This is a national award that is given out to just the cream of the crop when it comes to energy efficient building practices. And this is an award that New Tradition won most recently in 2023, and they've won it something close to like 10 times now over the course of the past 12, 13, 14 years. It's an amazingly prestigious award for them to receive, and it is well deserved. It's something that New Tradition has prided themselves on almost from the beginning. They have a building sciences team that really obsesses over how to build homes as energy efficiently as possible. They were one of the first builders to figure out how to run all of the ductwork for your heating and cooling systems in the air-conditioned space of the house. So they'd build these really cool built-down coffers so that they could run the HVAC through there, as opposed to doing what most builders did, which was running the ductwork in the attic or down in the crawl space where the temperatures are far more extreme. Now, the benefit of little changes like that is that your furnace and AC systems aren't having to work nearly as hard because they're not competing against those extreme temperatures in the attic or down in the crawl space. New Tradition was also one of the first to just include heat recovery ventilators and air purification systems. They've offered triple paned windows. They just really go all out in making sure that their homes are as tightly built and as efficient as possible, which is great on so many levels, right? Obviously wonderful for the environment, but it also makes their homes more affordable over the lifetime that you are in it, because you're literally not wasting money on energy that's just lost by going out through gaps in lousy construction or having to pay for the inefficiencies of ductwork that's run through your attic space. New Tradition has avoided all of that, making their houses more affordable to own. But apart from their national recognition, New Tradition has also been locally recognized. They're consistently one of the top awarded builders in the Columbians' Clark County Awards. This is something where residents of Clark County vote on the best businesses in the area. And many, many times in the last 10 years, New Tradition has been number one or number two as the top home builder in Clark County, which is just a really wonderful thing to see. But more than that, they just have an awesome reputation, especially for their home warranty. They're one of the few, if not the only builder I know that offers a 2-year builder-backed warranty in addition to a third-party 210 home buyer's warranty. Now, that 2-year builder warranty is a big deal because anytime you have new construction, those first couple of years, there's a lot of settling that's happening with the house, and that can lead to cracks in drywall. It can lead to cracks in ceiling. It can lead to tiles getting a little bit funky, door frames that get a little bit funky, and windows or doors having a hard time shutting. And New Tradition guarantees that they're going to take care of anything that is wrong with their workmanship or any issues that are created by the house settling in those first 2 years, which is wonderful peace of mind for their customers. And I've heard stories, and again, I'm not guaranteeing this by any means, but there have been a number of times where I have talked with New Tradition homeowners that, 10 years later, they've come back because there was something funky that happened. It had something with like the siding that didn't quite work out right. And so they just reached out to the builder. Maybe it was just because they wanted to get a recommendation on, who could help, who could fix it. And the builder actually took it upon themselves to come and warranty the work, even though it was well outside of the warranty period. And so again, don't use that story against New Tradition homes. They don't guarantee that they're going to do anything like that. But those are really incredible stories to hear where a builder has just gone above and beyond in taking care of their customers after they've moved into the home. And it really, again, fits that ethos of homes that are being built for life. New Tradition has grown a ton, obviously, since they first started building homes in the late 80s. In the late 80s, early 90s, I think most New Tradition homes at that point would have been considered starter homes. And now you can find New Tradition homes in some of the most premier communities throughout Clark County. One of the ones that comes to mind is the North Side community, right on the border of Camas and Washougal. This is a beautiful community, and while they've nearly closed it out now, there were several homes in there that sold for around $1.3 million. Now that's in Clark County. That's a really, really nice home. But you can also find New Tradition townhomes in locations like Battleground for about $400,000. So they're a builder that really knows how to run the gamut. They can create a really high quality, affordable home, and they can also really push into that luxury market. And they do it all extremely well. One of the things that I love about them is that no matter what, if you're buying a $400,000 home from them or a home that costs close to $1.4 million, you're getting the same quality of construction. Does that mean that you're getting a cheap $1.4 million house? No, it means that you're getting a very well constructed $400,000 house that's constructed to the same standards as the best builds in the area. Now, so what's the difference? Certainly location. New Tradition does have some really premium locations, but then it also comes down to design selections. They have a really fantastic design studio and design consultants. And with the design, that's where you really scale how expensive a house is. If you're looking for something that is more in that simple starter home range, well, they've got some wonderful selections that are much more affordable to choose from. But if you're looking to go all out to build your forever home, well, New Tradition can totally accommodate that as well. And one of the ways that they talk about this is different levels of communities. So they have different amenities packages that come standard based upon what community your home is in. And those are simply named the bronze, silver, and gold packages. And Those are going to be specific to different communities. But one of the things that's really cool is that when you are in one of those gold level communities, that's where New Tradition really opens up your optionality in terms of customizations as well. So if you wanted to raise the ceilings on your main floor, second floor, if you wanted to go with taller doors, or if you wanted to move around walls and things like that, well, New Tradition is a builder that will accommodate that on some of their higher end level homes and products. That's definitely something that I love about New Tradition, is that they create homes that really can appeal to almost anybody in any season of life. They create homes that fit people in almost any season of life. Now, one of the things to keep in mind with New Tradition is that they are a production builder. What does that mean? Well, it means that they have a schedule from the time that you first meet with one of their on-site agents and pick your lot and your floor plan. There's a schedule in which you need to make decisions, because they bundle those decisions up and then they send and order the lumber or the design materials or this, that, or the other. And so once you get past these certain deadlines, it's really hard to go back and unbundle those decisions and make changes. And they do that because they're a builder that's set up to do about 200 to 300 homes a year in Clark County alone. Now, that's a lot of homes, and therefore they've got to stay within their process, on their system. There's not nearly as much opportunity for going back and making customizations and changes, especially after the fact. As I mentioned earlier, if you're in one of those gold level neighborhoods, well, that's where there's a bit more flexibility when it comes to customization, but you should think of them fundamentally as a high-end production builder rather than a custom builder. They're not going to be able to accommodate every custom request. So if you really are looking for a very specific dialed in home, have a very particular vision in mind, New Tradition might not be the very best fit for you. But if you're looking for a high quality home that you can have some personalization and customization of, and for the very best possible price, well, that's what their bread and butter really is. And it's because of that production home model that they're really able to keep their prices much lower than a more high-end custom, truly custom builder. That being said, dollar for dollar, I think that New Tradition offers one of the best values of all home builders in Clark County. You are really getting the highest quality build for a production level home. You've got a lot of fantastic options for personalization. They have really wonderful communities all over Clark County. They hit at a whole bunch of different price points. Their team and staff there are really incredible. They've got a wonderful reputation and above and beyond warranty coverage, energy efficient homes. They are a great, great builder. And if you would like to learn more, or if you want to tour their communities or learn more about their floor plans, which I hardly mentioned anything about, they have floor plans, single level homes ranging all the way down from 1,200 square feet to massive 2-story homes that are pushing close to 4,000 square feet. So again, they do it all. And if you want to learn more, tour some of these homes, tour some of these communities, well, reach out to me. I would love to get you connected with one of their top reps there. We can go together and learn about everything that it is that they have to offer. So if you want to learn more about New Tradition, use the links in the description below to get in touch with me or set up a meeting, and we can totally talk about next steps. But New Tradition, they are a staple in the Clark County community. Fantastic builder, absolutely love them, and would love to share more with you about them in person. Before you go though, please do be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with a friend even, anybody who you know that either is in a New Tradition home or should consider a New Tradition home. They'll probably appreciate this. Until next time, thanks y'all.